Hi, everybody. Okay, so this is your unit project, and here's what y'all are going to do. You have 6 choices for this, and in fact, if you go down here to this one that says Overview of Options, click on that. It'll show you, and you're going to choose 3 of the 6. You don't have to do all of them. Each of them are worth 10 points, and so you want to get 30 points on the project. So option 1 is an art project. I'll show it to you in a second. Option 2 is a Desmos art project. Option 3 is for making a Google Sheet, very much like an assignment that we did earlier. Option 4 is there are 6 ACT problems that you could work on. Option 5 is power and exponential Desmos matching. Sorry. And then option 6 is, so this is like in Desmos matching. And then option 6 is there's a bunch of mistakes that you could fix. So let's go through these one by one. So option 1 is the chair fractal. And there's this explainer for you if you want. So here's kind of the finished image of what you're going to end up looking like. Oh man, I totally did that correct, and they might have had a mistake. I think there's a mistake over here. That's okay. Interesting. We're going to talk about it. Sorry. So what you're going to do is, if you look at the second screen, it says what to do. On paper or online, start with an L shape, so kind of like this big L shape. And then you're going to keep dividing it just like this into more L shapes. And when you're done, you're going to write and answer the question, how does the number of the new L shapes change in each step? Like in the table on the first slide. That's what you're going to work on. What you're going to turn in is a picture and your written answer to that question. And then if you want to, you guys can like embellish it and make it like really pretty. Also, if you click on this link right here, this could be a really helpful thing for you. Come on, there we go. Because this guy wrote a whole web page on chair fractals and like what they're supposed to look like. And notice they look super cool if you like kind of get into them. So if art is your thing, I would strongly encourage you to pick this project. And if you start up at the top, he shows you kind of do this, do this, do this. I also just made an example video of me that shows me drawing it. It's 5 minutes long. You guys could watch that and that might help you make your own. So that's option 1. Option 2. And again, like you can just click on these, but I tried to open them up beforehand. But of course, this one is still loading because why wouldn't it be? Okay, good. So this one is Desmos, Exponential and Radical Art. So you're going to follow these instructions so that you can actually save your project. I'll show you it in a second. So what to do is you're going to add at least 6 equations to Desmos, and you want your graph to be symmetrical. So you want it to be kind of like a butterfly. The equations you're going to add are either exponential, radical, or power. And this, if you click here, these are some example equations that I made for you that you could use. Obviously, you can't just turn in this project because when it loads, you're going to see this is not symmetrical at all. Like that does not fold nicely like a butterfly. But it's kind of nice that these equations you could use as examples for what you want to do. So like, and if you click here, this will kind of draw your attention. You can see the red equation kind of turning off and turning on. So you could make something that looks like this. You could adjust this and maybe make this a 4. See how that changes, or maybe make it a -2. See how that changes. So those could be kind of examples. But what you eventually want to have, we go back to the screen, is your image, your final image needs to be symmetric. So this is an example. Yours doesn't have to look exactly like this, but it might. And then make sure you save it. And then you're going to send me a link to your graph. So let's go ahead and look at what this would look like. So you're going to go to desmos.com/calculator. When you get there, you're probably going to be logged out. So you're going to need to make sure that you log in. So I'm going to quick sign out here. So you're going to click log in, probably log in with Google, totally fine. I'm going to use my school account to log in. Then you need to save your graph right away so that you don't lose whatever you make. So click right here on Untitled Graph, and then you're going to write your name. So my name is Amy Perkins, and then you're going to title it option 2. That just helps me know what it is that you're going to do. Hit save. And then you're going to start designing. So maybe you start with y equals x squared. And FYI, in case you want to type that like squared button, you can use this keyboard down here and use that. And so you could type, so maybe in the next one, we type x squared, and that'll give you a 2. The other thing that you could do is you could type x, and then if you click this AB button, that will give you the option of then like typing 4. So you could have x to the 4th, although this is x to the 4th times x squared. This is x to the 6th. The other one that you might want to know about is the square root button. And you can do like the square root of x, or if you type just NTHROOT, so NTHROOT, that will get you the nth root. And so like in this case, I could say the 3rd root of x, and that looks a little bit different. So tons of those. So let's say I finished and I was happy. This is not sufficient because it's not symmetric. So you're going to kind of play around with these equations. Make sure you hit save, and then you can either copy that address right there, or if you click on this button right here, which says share graph, then you can copy this. And even in the assignment, you can just send that to me as like a private message and be like, here's my graph. And if there's issues, I'll try to catch those and let you know about it. So that's option 2. So we've got option 2 taken care of. We've got option 1 taken care of. Let's close those out so my computer actually works. Option 3. This one is you're going to make a Google Sheet, and it's going to be very much like the assignment from week 2, which is recreate Perkins spreadsheet. What you're going to do is you're going to basically give yourself a loan. This is the first choice. So within option 3, there's 2 choices. You're going to give yourself a loan and a payment. And so just like we did before, you'll have like the loan, you'll have the interest, you'll have the payment, you'll have the total, and then you're going to use some formulas to make that actually work, and figure out how long it's going to take you to pay off the loan. The second option is the amount of vitamins in your body at any given time. It's going to work exactly the same, and I'm going to make a separate video for that one if you want to, but you're going to make a Google Sheet, turn that into me. That's option 3. And it's nice because this one is just like a homework assignment that you already did. So that's option 3. Option 4 is that there are 6 ACT problems. Y'all are going to have to take the ACT. So this is just a way for you to practice some of those problems. Do not just solve them. So I said right here, it's not enough to just pick the correct answer. I want to see the work you did. So you could do some work here, or just on a notebook paper. That's fine. You got on a notebook, and then pick your answer and just turn in your messy work and your answers for each of these 6 problems. Your goal, of course, is to get them all correct, but let me know if you need help with that. So that's option 4. Option 5 is a Desmos activity. And so you just follow the link. It'll bring you here. Hopefully it'll start. There we go. It says on the next screen, you need to match all of the exponential and power graphs. You can ask me. I gave you my Google Voice number if you need help. And then I said on the 3rd screen, I gave you a graphing calculator so you can check some of your work if you want to. You do not have to use that if you do not want to. So on screen 2, here's your matching. So you're going to figure out like where is the graph that matches x squared. And that one happens to be here. So grab this graph, pull it over to x squared, and then once they're connected, if you want, if you click on this little guy, that'll make it smaller, and so it kind of gives you a little bit more space, but you're going to match all of these graphs. And let's say you're really stuck. So you're like, I don't know what 2 to the x looks like. What you could do is go over to screen 3 and type in 2 to the x. And again, the way that I got that was I typed 2, and then on my keyboard, I hit Shift 6, and that made it an exponent, but you can also use this keypad and type that a to the b and then type in x. So I'm looking for a graph that looks kind of like this for 2 to the x. So go back here, find the one that says 2 to the x. Which one is that? This one? I don't think it was that one. Was it this one? I'm not sure. Just kind of go back and forth. Okay. Match those and then you're done. And Desmos will save automatically for you, so you don't have to do anything else to turn that problem in. You just finish it here, you're good to go. That's option 5. And the last option, option 6, is this one. So all of these statements are incorrect. They're wrong. And your job is to, 1, identify the mistake. So 2 to the 5th is not equal to 10. Something's wrong there. Correct the mistake, and then show your reasoning. And again, you can just write this on notebook paper, take a picture of the notebook paper, and turn that into me. So again, pick 3 of the 6 options. Your call what those are, doesn't matter to me. I am available. Next Monday, we're gonna do a one-on-one, just so I'm real clear what options you're gonna pick and that you're on the right track. It is due next Wednesday. So I'm hoping you can get it done during this hour and next hour for class. Let me know what questions you got. And awkward waiting to stop.